What's going on, guys? Unification here, and today I have a really interesting theory video, and today I'm actually joined by VoltEditzz.
What's up, you guys? This is VoltEditzz. I'm really excited to be on Unification's channel, and yeah, let's hop right into the subject.
Alright, so yeah, the theory today is actually something really interesting. It's something that I've been thinking about for quite a while now. It's just kind of a mystery involving Kingdom Hearts Key. So this is going to be the idea of Emblem Heartless existing in Kingdom Hearts Key. So first of all, we'll just bring up, what are Emblem Heartless? So Emblem Heartless were experiments done by Ansem and his apprentices. So during Ansem and his apprentices kind of experiments on the heart and its nature, and how Heartless are created and how they seek out hearts. In the process, Ansem kind of developed these Heartless that were man-made, that he created in mass numbers. And these Emblem Heartless, you could tell if they're Emblem Heartless because they'll have a Heartless emblem on their body. Usually the pure blood Heartless, which come from the darkness in someone's heart, will just be pure black colored. They don't really have any like distinguishing features to them necessarily. However, the Emblem Heartless will have kind of a distinct separate coloration. They'll look very different, and they'll have the Heartless symbol somewhere on them. So the important thing to remember here is the time period in which these were created. Ansem and his apprentices did these tests and created these Emblem Heartless sometime between, I wouldn't say between the time periods of Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1, because at this time, Xehanort, after he became Terranort, he was under the apprenticeship of Ansem, and he was running tests with him. So sometime between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1, this occurred. However, in Kingdom Hearts Key, there are Emblem Heartless pretty much everywhere. They're like pretty much the main enemy you fight in the game. And this seems very, very strange, how something developed so far in the future could be the main enemy and just enemies you fight in mass during the Keyblade War. What do you think about that?
I would like to say that it's a good thing to also talk about is the fact that the Emblem Heartless were created by Ansem the Wise and some of his apprentices. Now, the fact that they were created by Ansem the Wise and some of his apprentices made so many Heartless exist. Hence why Xemnas actually states in Kingdom Hearts 2 when he's talking to Riku, or actually when he's talking to Ansem the Wise directly, but Riku and them are around, that he's the reason why there's so many Heartless and why Heartless pretty much exist. He's not the exact reason why they all exist, but he's pretty much a very important reason on why there's so many of them, because he created these and mass-produced them like they were some type of machinery or product in this kind of machine thing, or kind of cloning device, I guess you could say, they made through all their experimentations and stuff like that, because they wanted to test out the subjects of the Heartless and see how they reacted to human beings and see how they reacted to darkness and hearts and everything like that. But the big question here is, however, how do they exist in Kingdom Hearts Key? How is this possible? There's a couple ways I think this is possible. One is a very simple reason and maybe was overlooked, but yet again, Tetsuya Nomura leaves nothing to chance, but I might as well mention this anyway. Maybe Tetsuya Nomura wasn't really thinking, whoever created, had the idea of putting Emblem Heartless in the game wasn't really thinking and decided, we need some type of enemies here, so let's put in Emblem Heartless into the game. You know, there's obviously some Heartless in there that aren't Emblem Heartless, and there's some that are, so it's kind of controversial. But obviously, Tetsuya Nomura doesn't leave anything to chance, so we're going to take on the guessing note that this isn't the reason, and that it actually might have to do with something. One thing I want to point out is that, if you guys know, there are foretellers in Kingdom Hearts Key, and there is apparently some type of relation. We haven't gotten a confirmation of this, but a lot of people have theorized it. I haven't really done a video on it myself, but I might do it later on in the future. I know Cynical from the Gamers Joint has done it himself. Shout out to him. But, he pretty much made a video talking about the fact that the Unicornus foreteller is connected to the mansion in Twilight Town, because there's a lot there's pretty much like unicorn statues, unicorn I guess you can say pillars. There's unicorn stuff everywhere, and maybe this makes sense that it connects to one of the foretellers. I had a feeling that maybe Ansem the Wise has something to do with the unicorn as foreteller. Maybe he studied him, maybe he did a bunch of things, or just anything in general. So maybe it's possible that Ansem the Wise relation to the Emblem Heartless, Unicornus's relation to Ansem the Wise or the mansion, maybe has something to do with it. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Maybe I'm thinking of something crazy. But I have one more thing that may make a little more sense. As we know, in Kingdom Hearts Key, there's a such thing as the Book of Prophecies, which I think has a pretty big role, just isn't talked about a huge amount. It's only brought up in other Kingdom Hearts games and recoded other than Kingdom Hearts Key because they're trying to introduce things about Kingdom Hearts Key for Kingdom Hearts 3. So it was mentioned once and recoded, or actually a couple times and recoded. But it was pretty much a book, or is a book, it's the Book of the Foretellers that can pretty much spawn or create things in the present or in the future, or from the future, like worlds or beings that just don't exist until the future. So future beings or future worlds, and make them exist. Now that sounds absolutely crazy, but it's quite possible. Maybe the Foretellers used this book to create these future beings, which are the Emblem Heartless, and they appeared inside Kingdom Hearts Key. So that is a quite interesting thing I'd like to talk about. Maybe you guys can talk about that a little more in the comments. But Unification, I obviously want to get your opinion on this, since considering this is your video and your channel.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense what you brought up, how the Book of Prophecies may have had some involvement with bringing the Emblem Heartless back into the time of the Keyblade War. However, it's kind of weird to say that when we still know so little about the Foreteller's Prophecy. Like, we know that it kind of tells of the future. We know that it creates these kind of references to the future. We see that in how it creates the cards with like the characters from the current Kingdom Hearts games and all that, but we don't really see it creating like these entire beings as far as I know. So I mean, it very well can. It's still a lot of things about Kingdom Hearts Key are still a very big mystery, and I think it's a very interesting topic to think about. But I think that there's a lot that we still have to learn about the Foreteller script and all it has that it's like secret capabilities. We know that it's very powerful, so I think we just need to wait and see what else it could do. I think it's very possible that the Foreteller script could have had some involvement in the spawning of Emblem Heartless in the game. So that's about it. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to check out VoltEditzz. I'll link his channel in the description and all that. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Unification out. Peace.
Peace out, you guys.